And Rants, that's right, it is beautiful outside today. It's picture perfect. We are back in the Publix kitchen with Chef Ansley, and we are talking about a class that I think a lot of families could really get behind, and that is One Pot Wonders. This is something that you actually helped to create.
Yes.
And let's talk about the reason why.
So one of my chefs, Ted, and I, we do a lot of our classes, which means we also do a lot of the dishes. And we were like, you know what? We want a class that's simplified and not as many dishes. So we're like, let's come up with recipes that only use one pot.
And that is just such a great idea. Just think about all the families out there. You're making a meal, you feed everybody, then you look over at the sink and the stove, and it's just so much more you have to do.
Dishes.
And this is great. You have one pot. So what are we featuring today?
So this is a Cajun sausage pasta dish. You can make it creamy if you'd like, and you can add some cream in it, or you can add some sour cream or cream cheese, whatever cream element you'd like. So you start off with sauteing your sausage and then your vegetables, and then you add your stock and your sausage back in, and then it just cooks down. And then you put your pasta in. Your pasta also cooks in that flavoring, so it's really one pot. You can cook your pasta in there.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's pretty efficient that way, and then you will get a lot of flavor from the pasta with everything you have in there, just absorbing it, rather than putting the meat or whatever on top of the pasta.
Yep.
And this weekend's gonna get really cold, so this is a perfect type of comfort dish that, again, your family will like.
Oh yeah, and it says it's Cajun, and that's because of the seasoning we use, and we use a hot Italian sausage. But if you want to back down the heat, you can use a different type of sausage, you can use a different type of seasoning. You can really play with that heat level to be what you need it to be.
So you could play with the heat level, but you could also play with the cream or not, right?
Right.
So what would you add then if you wanted more of a creamier type of pasta slash stew?
I would add a heavy cream or a whipping cream. Me personally, I wouldn't go for a sour cream or a cream cheese just because it might break down easier. But if it's what you have, it's what you have, and it'll still taste good. I would just add it in off of the heat so that it doesn't break down. It just simply melts into the dish.
That makes a lot of sense. And one of the things too with all of these dishes, what you just suggested, whatever you have on hand, a lot of things will work because, again, you're taking all the flavors together to make something.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And then how long altogether for the actual cooking time?
So the cooking time isn't terribly long. You just want to make sure that your pasta noodles are cooked and that your sausage is cooked. So you'll take it out and you'll slice and you'll put it back in. So you make sure that it's nice and cooked all the way through. Shouldn't be more than 30 minutes after you have all the liquid in, but start to finish, probably an hour. So chop it up, put it in there, let it sit.
And then the best part too, cleanup time, just
Simple.
one pot. So there are still openings for the class.
Yes.
One Pot Wonders. You go to Publix.com to learn more. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Stick around, more to come right after this.